Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Elise, and this is 10 to Life, your one click for all things true crime. So if you're brand new stopping by for the first time, welcome, and I hope you enjoy today's case coverage and consider supporting the channel by hitting the subscribe button. And for all of my returning 10 to Lifers, welcome back. I am so happy to have you guys with me here today because we are doing some case updates for you. So today we're talking about the Dylan Rounds case, and I have talked about it on my channel a couple of times because this case is very complex. So if you aren't familiar with this case or need just kind of a refresher because it's been a little bit, go ahead and click the little link up here. I'm going to link it with the playlist to those videos, and I guess I'll also put it in the comment section below. But that'll give you a full summary of everything that's been going on with this case because it is pretty complex. There's a lot of different players involved or maybe involved. There's been, of course, a lot of action on social media and YouTube, so it's important to familiarize yourself, especially since today will just be a case update video. So I know I've said it before, but the details of the Dylan Rounds case changes almost daily. After I finished the last update, some more information came out that has provided a little clarification to a few of the discrepancies that I had mentioned previously. So let's jump right in.
10 to Life with Elise starts right now.
We are taking a quick break in today's video to have a word from our sponsor. Glasses USA is reimagining the way that we shop for glasses. They are cutting out the middleman and offer over 10,000 prescription glasses and sunglasses, including in-house brands like Muse and Amelia E, and designer brands like Ray-Ban, Oakley, Gucci, and so many more, all up to 70% off retail prices. Now, with 10,000 options to choose from, that can be pretty overwhelming. I get it. But Glasses USA offers a quiz that you can take, which only takes about a minute to complete, and then it suggests the right pair of glasses based on your face shape and your needs. You can also try their virtual try-on tool, and this is on the website, and this really helps you find the right pair. I used it to find mine, and it was just super helpful because you can see all of the different options, what they're gonna look like on your face, and then choose from there. And if you do end up trying on a pair and don't instantly love them, that's okay. Shopping online at Glasses USA means a risk-free shopping experience. Free shipping, free returns, all with a 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days. Glasses USA also offers a collection of advanced blue light blocking lenses, and blue light glasses are great for protecting your eyes whether you're at home, work, or outdoors because they also include glare prevention and UV block. Personally, I live in my blue light glasses because I'm on the computer all day, and after a while, my eyes are hurting, my head is hurting, everything hurts. So they definitely help with brain fog and screen fatigue. I was having a really hard time deciding which frames to get, so I'm gonna try them on for you guys and you tell me which are your faves and which ones just like do not look good on me. Starting with the ones I'm wearing, these are Muse McNeil in shiny black. I love these because I just feel like they're kind of like a classic. Then I also got Muse Eloquence Pink, and I got these because I was like, I kind of like a little bit of a lighter frame. It's not so stark, it's not so, I don't know, contrasty. I don't know if that's a word. So I got these pink, and they have a little bit of gray in them if you look up close. So do we like these ones? And then lastly, I had to get sunglasses because they offer them. I needed to try some. So I got some cute little red sunnies that I feel like are perfect to wear like on the beach, in my car with my windows down, just something like super fun with summer, maybe like throw a little red lip on, I don't know. So which of these do you guys like? I'm going back to these guys because I just feel like they're such a good staple. So guys, if you're in need of new glasses or contacts, don't sleep on this because Glasses USA also gives you 25% off all contact lens brands, making it the perfect place to stock up and save on contact lenses. Thank you Glasses USA for sponsoring today's video and keeping my eyeballs looking great. And thank you to all of you viewers for understanding that sponsors are essential to the channel if we want to grow it to a place where I can deliver you more true crime all the time. Now let's jump back into today's case. So I mentioned before that it was a little unclear whether the parcel of land where the grain shed is located is included in Dylan's land or if he was just given permission to use it. That parcel of land is actually still owned by a man named Joseph. Now, in several videos, it's been said that Joseph had given Jim Brenner permission to stay in a trailer near the grain shed and sort of just watch over everything. So I have always been confused as to why the media would constantly refer to Jim as a squatter if he'd actually had permission to be there. A squatter is someone who occupies a residence or land unlawfully and therefore unwantedly. So how did Jim get this title if he was allowed to do this and given permission by the landowner? Most of you know about the private investigator Jim Terry by now, especially if you've been following this case. And like I've said before, love him or hate him, he's gotten a lot of information about people involved in this case and really was one of the first people to spark mass interest in this case. On fellow YouTuber Tyler Feller's channel, Jim Terry released some text messages that he had been holding on to from early on in this investigation. Now, Jim was adamant about other channels asking permission to use the text in their videos. Unfortunately, I was unable to get a response from him, so I will do my best to just kind of explain the gist of them without reading them or showing the images, because I don't want him like striking me and getting all pissed off. But if you'd like to see the text for yourself, I can provide you with the link to Tyler Feller's channel where all the text messages are featured. So in one of the texts sent to Jim Terry by Dylan's aunt, the family gave him a list of possible people that they believed to be suspects. I will go over the other people on the list, but one of them was Jim Brenner. In the text, she explained that when the Rounds family, the police, and the FBI started searching for Dylan, Jim Brenner demanded that everybody just get off of the property. And that's pretty bizarre considering he doesn't own that land. Although he has permission to stay there, he does not own it. And the fact that there was a boy missing and he's now demanding everybody get off his land, it just seems weird. And supposedly, he even demanded for Dawn to get off the property. So to me, this would be a massive red flag. Why would Jim Brenner, knowing that Dylan was missing and knowing that everyone was just wanting to search for him, demand that everybody get off the property? What would make him not want the police, let alone the family and his friend Dawn, to be looking around the grain shed and his trailer, trying to figure out what could have happened to Dylan? Since Jim Brenner was being a crazy person and telling everyone to just get lost, on June 2nd, Joseph sent an email to all of the people involved in the search. I was able to get a copy of the email from Tyler Feller, who has done extensive coverage on this case, and he was kind enough to allow me to share it with you. The email written by Joseph pretty much granted permission to utilize any resources on the parcel of land and essentially use the land as needed to aid in the search for Dylan. Now, let me pull this email up for you so you can see it, and I'm also going to read it for you, just in case the screen's not going big enough. I, Joseph, give permission to the Rounds family, law enforcement agencies, FBI, search and rescue personnel, and anyone associated with the search for Dylan Rounds to enter and occupy my property near Lucin. Use any items on the property, including water and leash lines, sorry guys, for sewer efficient is also authorized. Sorry, this is really blurry. I hope I'm reading this correctly, guys. This includes the 400 acres near the shed and or section 11 or the 310 acre parcel 56001 and 0023. And then he signs it over. So after police started moving in on this area, and definitely after this email was sent, it's clear that Jim was squatting and was just kind of being a hindrance in this investigation and in the search for Dylan, which to me is a telltale sign of him somehow being involved, or at least like waving his red flag super proudly. Now, going back to that list that Dylan's aunt sent to Jim Terry about the possible list of suspects, the people that the family initially thought as suspects were Robert Avias, Kurt Wadesworth, Jim Brenner, and Don Haley. The aunt explained that the family turned this list of names in, but that the police had not interviewed Kurt Wadesworth. The family was so suspicious of Kurt that Dylan's dad, Justin Rounds, actually threatened the lead investigator on the case and said that if they didn't take the case seriously and interview everyone, that he was going to kidnap Kurt himself and torture him until he gave information about Dylan, which is extreme, but as a parent, I kind of get it. So this is all, alleged. He wasn't, I don't want to say he was like throwing a dead threat. This is all, whatever. You get what I'm saying. So following that threat, the investigator told the family that he did interview Kurt, which was found out later to be a lie when Kurt went on a YouTube channel and said that he had never been interviewed by anybody. This situation was just another nail in the coffin for any trust that the Rounds family had in the Box Elder Police Department, who have unfortunately just had so many mistakes in this case. It is insane. Too many to count, in my opinion. When the FBI stepped in early on in this case, I assumed that it meant that they took over the investigation and that the Box Elder and Elko Police Department were taking a back seat and that the more experienced investigators were stepping in. The most recent news coverage about Dylan's case has revealed that that isn't actually the case, and that Box Elder is still the department leading everything, even though they have fumbled massively several times. The first time that I can recall was when they took Dylan's boots to be tested for evidence, but actually just let the boots chill in the back of a police cruiser for over a week. That, and the fact that it took them so long to assist the family to begin with, is just a massive red flag. And I don't know if it's just because it's a shoddy police department, maybe they don't have enough manpower. There has, of course, been rumor on the internet that there is some sort of, not a conspiracy, but some sort of corruption in place and that they know the players that people believe to be involved. I don't know. But it's a red flag nonetheless. Now, I believe in the second update that I made about Dylan, I briefly mentioned that Jim actually owns some land of his own near Monteo. He used to have a little house, shack type thing that he lived in, but apparently it burnt down. So that's the reason that he was living in the trailer on the grain shed property. Well, last week, Box Elder got a warrant to search the land owned by Jim, even though Candace said in the new interview that she notified the police about this land in the second week of the investigation. Why did it take so long? They apparently told her that the land was of no concern to them at the time.
New information tonight on the Dylan Rounds case as frustration sets in. The mother of the 19-year-old, who has been missing now since last May, wants Box Elder County to step down from their investigation. They're requesting another police department takeover.
For every missing person, there's a family, and the search for them continues. Here's ABC4's Marcos Ortiz with tonight's Missing in Utah.
It's all about the lack of transparency. According to the mother of Dylan Rounds, the search warrant on Monday was just another example of her frustration with the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office.
Box Elder is still lead, and they don't communicate with us. They don't tell us anything. We have no clue.
Her son, Dylan Rounds, disappeared Memorial Day weekend. There's been no signs of his whereabouts. His boots were found on his property, and his pickup truck was also discovered. It was power washed, leaving no trace of anything inside. Box Elder County Sheriff's named James Brenner a suspect in his disappearance. He remains in jail. His property, which sits near the town of Montello, Nevada, was searched Monday by authorities.
We have talked to them about this property since week number 2, and we were basically told it's of no concern.
Tuesday, the Elko County Sheriff's Office posted they assisted Box Elder in searching Brenner's property, but no items of interest or evidence was discovered on the property during the search. Meanwhile, on Box Elder's Facebook, there was no mention of the search. Cooley says the FBI told her about the search warrant last week. She says lack of information is frustrating.
So why is the land of no concern, and now it's all of a sudden getting searched? Weeks, I think even now months later. Is it because the public is actually putting pressure on them? Because at the end of the day, they have no real evidence against anybody else? When it was found out that there was a search warrant for Jim's land, a lot of people got really excited and hopeful that there might be a break in the case, and that some sort of evidence would be found there. Unfortunately, the search yielded nothing, and Candace has described this as feeling like another dead end. However, there is a small detail in the search warrant that I find very interesting. In the reasoning section of the warrant, they refer to someone they interviewed as their person of interest. So I'll pull this up on the screen and you can pause it and read through the entire warrant if you want, but I do want to read this one section to you. Person of interest told James that he would hold them for him for the time being. When we asked our person of interest if he still had these firearms, he stated that he did. Our person of interest also stated that James was a felon and should not be in possession of any firearms anyways. A phone call was made to verify if James was in fact a restricted person, and it came back that James is a convicted felon and has multiple firearm-related charges, including possession by a restricted person, unlawful transport of firearms, use of antique firearms in a crime, an assault with intent to murder, and a malicious shooting. Based on these context clues, it's clear that this person that they're referring to is Don Haley, in my opinion, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the first time I've actually ever heard them call him a person of interest. And it seems like during this investigation, everyone potentially involved, Jim Brenner, Chase Venstra, Joseph Avias, have all been arrested on other charges. They all have some sort of checkered past. Now, since they could have theoretically been arrested a long time ago, presumably this was to hold them there while police figured out if they could charge them with something related to Dylan, and to make sure that they could keep tabs on them. However, Don isn't in jail, so I wonder why, if he is a person of interest, that he's not being treated the same as the others. Maybe he's less of a flight risk, maybe they don't think he was truly involved and the others were, or they just couldn't find any random reason to arrest him like they could the other guys. The main inconsistency that Candace sort of cleared up here is pertaining to the key fob. I explained before that in several interviews there were different stories about whether the key fob was found, if it was missing, if someone brought it back, if they went and got a spare, etc. The inconsistencies in Candace's interviews relating to the key fob are some of the main reasons that people thought she was being so sketchy and not able to keep her facts straight. We find out in this recent interview that this is because Box Elder told Candace not to release the information they had about the key fob, so she was having to backtrack a little bit at the beginning. Even though they asked the Rounds family not to release the information for risk of, tainting the investigation, someone at the police department accidentally sent the website the confidential information. And the information said that some unknown person returned Dylan's key fob to his trailer.
ABC4 discovered on the National Database for Missing People new information kept from the public. It said Dylan's truck was locked and the key fob was missing. However, the key fob was brought back and placed in the residence by an unknown person.
And I have disputed that in interview after interview after interview, because that's what I was told to do. This information does not get leaked to the media. We don't want to jeopardize finding our son. And then to find out that Box Elder releases it.
In an email to Cooley, Box Elder said it was a mistake to place the information on NamUs, and it's since been removed. She sent an email to Box Elder asking them to remove themselves from the investigation.
So it's really no surprise why the Rounds family has lost all confidence in the Box Elder Police Department. Candace has asked that Box Elder Police Department step down from the investigation, but we will have to see if they decide to do that or not. I'm hoping that the FBI takes over this entire investigation, which is what I thought was already happening, and now even more time has passed and is wasted, so who knows. Some police departments seem to have a complex about letting more experienced departments take over, whether it be because they want the accolades of solving the crime, or they feel attached to the case in some way. But in this circumstance, it seems like Box Elder has just dropped the ball on this, because they weren't very interested in Lucen or Dylan from the very beginning. I know most of us have thought that the police knew more than they were telling the public, and Candace made it seem like they were being made privy to that information. But since she said she hasn't talked to anyone from the department since June 16th, and believing that the case is at a standstill, it kind of seems like they don't know as much as they'd want us to believe they do know. And now that Candace has admitted to denying information about the key fob, it kind of makes me question everything else she said, to be quite honest. If they told her to lie in interviews, even though it was to protect the investigation, who knows what else they told her to say or to deny.
After a criminal search comes up short, the family of Dylan Rounds is demanding change in who handles their son's case. The 19-year-old was last heard from over Memorial Day weekend. His mother now telling Fox 13 News reporter Emily Tenser they need help elsewhere.
Dylan Rounds disappeared almost 3 months ago, and his family is fed up with the investigators on his case.
Let somebody with bigger guns handle it, because it's just not going anywhere.
Dylan's parents are asking Box Elder County to let go as lead and hand it over to the state or FBI.
We're right back to where we were in the beginning. We got some help there for a little bit, and now we're just lost.
Candace Cooley claims that the county released important clues that were meant to stay confidential. She also says she hasn't heard from the sheriff in over 2 months.
We did not even know that Box Elder issued a search warrant for Elko to execute on the Brenner property in Montello, and we have been screaming to get that done.
She's talking about James Brenner, a Nevada man the county named as a suspect. Elko County and Box Elder County sheriffs searched his property on Monday using cadaver dogs, drones, and archaeological excavation procedures. Nothing was found.
You know, you get your hopes up so high that they're going to find something. But at this point, we're what? 2.5 months into this.
Fox 13 News visited the sheriff's department in hopes of getting more information.
The office told me no one is available to comment. I've also called the lead detective on this case multiple times and have yet to hear anything.
I don't believe they have the resources, and I don't believe they're utilizing the resources that they could take.
The FBI is already assisting on the case, but because they're not lead, they can't do much.
You owe us the decency to tell us what is going on.
Reporting in Box Elder County, Emily Tenser, Fox 13 News, Utah.
I have previously mentioned two men, Ty Corbin and Lance, who run the channel Earthworm Interferement. And they have been the main boots on the ground even after the police and parents asked everybody to stop searching. Ty has been especially vocal on channels where he discusses findings during the searches and insight into Lucin and local people involved. Well, just the other day, he said that he and Lance found something on their search and that he is not going to be on YouTube now for a while. He said he's unable to provide details or say who's helping him, but someone who some viewers presume to be Justin Rounds or possibly even investigators have asked him to assist in looking into this lead further and not talk about it on social media. Hopefully, whatever they find will lead to bringing Dylan Rounds home soon. I think if anyone has a chance of finding Dylan, it would be them, and I think that the FBI is realizing that as well. And seeing how much of an asset they have been to the search, I would imagine that they are just seeing how valuable they truly can be. So let me know what you guys think. With so many details, so many changes coming out daily, I'm going to keep you guys updated, but I am curious to know your thoughts. So please leave your comments below and let me know what you think about this case and if you're still following it closely, because again, it is just very complex. I also want to give one more shout out to Glasses USA. Don't forget to check out my links in the description so that you can check them out yourself. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in with me. I will keep you guys updated on this case, and until the next one, stay safe.